Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. I'm going to adjust this a little bit, seeing as we had this little teeny tiny screen for a preview today. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to What You Up To Now, day 2719. Today we are talking about mental health specifically, mental health and well-being challenges. What is a mental health and well-being challenge that we're facing in our personal life for the Be a Better You Annual Challenge, and in our businesses or in our careers for Supersize Your Business or Supersize Your Career, whatever you want it to be. But I focus on and work with businesses, business owners, big and small, all types of industries. Very fun for me, and I hope fun for them too. So today we're talking about, and we're identifying, how do we pick a mental well-being or mental health challenge that we want to apply the SOAP framework to. Why? Because we want to deal with this mental health or well-being challenge. We want to make sure that we are handling it in the best way possible for us. And my strategy for that is almost always these days, since 2020, the SOAP framework. It's a framework, a problem-solving, decision-making, take action, solve a problem, keep moving forward type process that we can apply to any challenge, any setback, any decision we need to make. We can apply the SOAP framework and we can use it to do the best thing that we can with what we know right now and get the best possible outcome. And then guess what happens? We do the thing, we see what happens, and then we do it again and again and again and again. So if you have this in your toolbox, it's a very powerful tool. So I share it with everybody. I've been sharing it for, this is year 5 plus, actually year 6, because I 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So it's our 6th year of sharing it because it's that powerful a tool. And it's like certain tools that we adopt and we use over and over and over again. And sometimes we're not even aware of it. That's why this is such a fun month, because so much of what goes on in our life and so much of the results that we have, unless we step back and we journal or we think about it or we have quiet time to reflect, we're not even really paying attention or learning from what's going on in our life. We have to consciously choose to do that in order to make that happen. I often share that I feel like I ran through my life through the whole of the 2000s, the 2010s, and it wasn't until after my sudden cardiac arrest that I actually stopped and took a huge amount of time to reflect and recover and figure out what the heck I was doing with my life, because the direction it was going was clearly not the right way for me, because I had a sudden cardiac arrest and died. And when you have a wake-up call like that and are still here and fortunate enough to still be here talking about it, you better make some changes in your life or you're not going to be here. I looked up the statistics after that and found that of all the people that have a sudden cardiac arrest, only 6% survive. A lot of times people will go down. It's an electrical failure of your heart. And it's usually brought on by stress or all kinds of other things. And mine was definitely a stress-related, lots of areas of my life were blowing up. And I was involved in a trial and a court case with one of my businesses, and it was a really tough time. And I realized on reflection after the event that about a month prior, it was only like a month, that I was thinking about this and that things were out of control and I didn't know what I was going to do about things. And the universe answered and said, you know what, we're going to give you a chance to drop dead here, and you're either going to change and do something different, or you're not going to be here anymore and it's not going to matter. None of it's going to matter. So I decided I wasn't done yet and recovered from that incident and made at least a 180 on my life and did things, and I do things totally differently, and I do different things than I did back then because I don't do things that stress me out and make me unhappy. And I still have to do some things that stress me out, right? Because that's life. There's things in life that are hard and we still have to do those things or that we don't like to do. I don't know about you, but I don't like to do housework, but I still have to do it, right? So we still have to eat, we still have to brush our teeth, we still have to shower, right? There's things that you might not love to do, but you got to do them to take care of yourself. All right, I'm getting off topic. So one thing I discovered, I got off topic too much and I lost my train of thought with respect to mental well-being and health. I think that we all have thinking challenges and situations, and we need to have tools in our toolbox to take care of those things, or we struggle much more than we have to. Guess what? Our lives are supposed to be awesome. They're supposed to be rewarding and fun and feel good to us. And if yours doesn't in any way, shape, or form, any area of it, then it's time to reflect on and figure out what you want to do about that, because we can continue to whine and complain and bitch and moan about it, or we can take some action to change it. We are not rocks. We're not set in one place. We're not a tree growing in one place and we can never move. We can always move. We can always make a different decision. We can always make a different choice. We can always decide to just change us and the way we're looking at the situation. A lot of times I found when I'm upset about something, if I just take a step back and I look at it from a couple different perspectives, I'm absolutely off kilter, and I shouldn't even be upset about it because I'm just looking at it through an old lens that doesn't even apply to me anymore. All right, so pick a challenge, a mental health or mental well-being challenge. Maybe it's you're not sleeping, or you're not taking care of yourself, or you've got too much stress, or you're in a relationship that you need to set boundaries in, or you're in a toxic relationship that you really need to get out of. I was in a toxic relationship for over 2 decades, and I convinced myself that I needed to stay in it for my kids, which was probably, and I don't know because I did stay in it for my kids and it turned out bad for them, but I believed at the time that what I was doing was the right thing to do. Anyway, lessons learned, right? That was a big one. All right, have an awesome day. If I can help you in any way, ask. Otherwise, I will of course be with you tomorrow.